My name's Craig Sheridan. I'm a retired Superintendent of Police, New South Wales Police Force, and currently Managing Director of Sheridan Consulting Group. As the Commander State Planning Unit, Major Events and Incidents Group, we're responsible for the coordination and allocation of police resources for the event. We've done risk assessments right across all the different sites, all the different pilgrimage routes, put crowd management plans in place, and we worked in strategic command to support the operational police on the ground to keep everyone safe and secure during the event. There was thousands of police involved in World Youth Day 2008, and they came from all over the state. They were rostered to come down on different shifts to look after the different sites. You know, the Barangaroo site was huge, Randwick Racecourse and all the other sites. And the pilgrimages to and from, required real extensive crowd management plans with wayfinders, signage, working closely with the church, working closely with World Youth Day organisers to ensure everyone could move about safely and securely. It was a really big job. It was up there with the Olympic Games, Commonwealth Games style planning. We've had some big ones over the last 10 years in New South Wales, such as, the G20 APEC conference, but World Youth Day was right up there with all of those. The difference from the other big events, I think, was it had a bit of an Olympic style feel. So everyone was so happy to be there. Little things for us, challenges such as alcohol weren't a factor at this event. So if we gave a direction for people to change course, they would quite happily take that direction and move and listen to what we had to say to keep them safe. That crowd was so compliant. They were just so happy to be here. They're all just enjoying the festivities. They're enjoying being a part of it. And I think that that rubbed off really well on all the police officers involved too. It was a pleasure for them to work at that event. And that was all the feedback that we got back in our after action reports. I was mostly behind the scenes, working out of our Police Operations Centre at Surrey Hills and directing, our resources from there in a strategic sense. But I did manage to get out, and I certainly visited some of the sites. I was down at Barangaroo and I was out at Randwick for short periods of time, but I did get to experience the wonderful atmosphere and the happiness and joy that it brought everyone attending that event. A lot of the stories that came back were all good experiences from young people that have come from all corners of the globe for this event. So that, they were, and the big thing to me was how impressed they were with Sydney, how impressed they were with the World Youth Day organising committee, how well they were looked after in their accommodation, and what a beautiful city and country we had. And it was a sense of pride for us as police and Australians and people from Sydney especially, that we're proud of our city and our home to be host to such a great event like that. I was asked the question, would you plan the same way now as you did back then? Which I thought was a really good question, because the threat environment has certainly changed somewhat over the last 10 years. And certainly we believe there might be a lot more stringent controls put into place in relation to the threat environment at the moment, 10 years on. Back then, it was certainly a more innocent time. The level of threats, while the threat was ever present, the level of threats weren't as prevalent as they are today. And so it was a time to really work together and be happy about the event. I think, the happiness and the joyous nature of the event had an impression on everyone. Police will do their job no matter what the faith, whatever the issue, whatever the event is. They have to be totally professional and do their job. But certainly, I think they brought back that joyous nature of the event, that happiness, and they certainly enjoyed going to work at police in this event. It was one in a million job for them to be involved in, and that positiveness, that positivity really come back in spades for the police officers working. But we haven't seen an event like it. We probably won't. Do you know what I mean? So for the amount of people, it was amazingly successful.